There's a lot of nice people and beaches. Also, I'm sure that a lot of people from Australia, Europe, as well as Asia, so still trying to adjust to your jet lag. So please feel free. This is informal presentation, so no grading, so that we can have a little bit more relaxed workshop. So my name is Shon. I'm from the University of Technology, Sydney. Also, I'm trying to organize this Brine workshop together with our distinguished speakers. And we will introduce one by one. So thank you for coming today. And we will have a wonderful Q&A session, discussion, also what's going on in our desalination for the future. Also, Chilling will talk about produced water for critical mineral and water recovery. So you know that every day we have around 100 million cubic meter of desalinated water is produced. So if we can contribute some of the brine, it's like 3.5% or 4.5% from Middle East country. So we could recover a lot of salt, almost 3.5 million cubic meter per day. So there are many resource critical mineral we can try to recover to have some strategic resources. And that's the reason why today we want to have a brine mining workshop to look at the opportunity. Also, we can hear about what's going on in different countries. Also, we have a lot of pilot scale going on. Also, full scale, what's the market opportunity. Also, I'd like to thank you for our audience, Professor Miriam Balaban. She's our mother of the desalination, created the desalination water treatment, and she's here today to contribute this workshop. Thank you for coming, Miriam. Thank you very much. You know that she's almost 92 years old, right? But still, she's very hungry to travel around to learn about the desalination, how to promote our community. So hopefully, we will continue to work with Miriam. Also, Professor Manny Alomole, so he's here to also discuss about our brine resource recovery, and then he is also very much important discussion for this important topic. Also, thank you for Amy Childress, our co-chairman. So she's organizing this workshop, also Desal2025, together with other co-chairs and SBF. So we have Janet and Joe, Tobias. They are working very hard at the behind the scene. Also, thank you everybody. And then we can start from now onwards. So what's the slide today? So we want to start with a brief introduction of our distinguished speakers from Nikolai Pachkov. Please, you can introduce yourself briefly.
Thank you. My name is Nikolai Pachkov. I'm the Executive Director of the Water Innovation Center of NEOM in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has been on the forefront of developing new membrane technologies for brine mining. And the interest in Saudi Arabia is mainly focused on the fact that the environment that we face, especially on Red Sea, is beautiful and pristine, and they'd like to keep it that way and try to combine protecting the environment with providing sources for additional revenue. So I've been in this business for over 40 years, and specifically in brine mining for about 7-8 years now. The industry is evolving very quickly. There are new technologies, new materials coming. Some of them are already available in the market, some of them are in the pipeline, and that's what I'll be presenting.
Thank you, Nikolai. So next, the Chilling, can you please briefly introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here, participating in this conference and workshop, and also be co-chairing this conference with Amy. For this workshop, I thought I would introduce something that is very regional, a big regional issue for the state of Texas, which is the oil and gas produced water, because we are the biggest oil and gas producing region in the U.S., and then the produced water coming from the oil and gas production is increasingly become a very, very challenging problem, not just from the point of view of disposal, but also it's competing with other water users in the region for the freshwater sources. And so I'm looking forward to a productive discussion with you all.
Thank you, Chili. Professor Sang.
Good afternoon. My name is Sang Lee, and I'm a professor at Kookmin University in Korea. And I've been working on membrane technology and desalination for the last more than 30 years. And I have been recently appointed as a PI for a project named Promise, which focuses on digital desalination and brine mining. So this is one of the reasons why I'm here. And other than that, I have been also working on emerging desalination technologies such as membrane desalination for osmosis, pressure retarded osmosis. So I'm going to also talk about that in another presentation on Wednesday. Anyway, I'm very honored to be here, and on today's presentation, I'll focus on how we can combine this AI with this brine mining. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sang Lee. So we have a very much different background from the industry or academia. Also, we have different topics. AI. So what's happening for the desalination? AI. So Professor Sang Lee, he will introduce what's the future of AI, how we can incorporate this artificial intelligence. So that's the interesting talk he will present. Also, we have Nikolai. He has a very strong industry background to make this brine resource recovery from the Saudi Neom City and annual project. Now he's working in Qatar. So he just moved, and he's also planning to have more opportunity for brine resource recovery. So we will hear about his pilot demonstration in Neom City and Chile, produced water. So now there is a lot of produced water, so very valuable critical minerals, how we can produce from the oil and gas produced water. So we can have a very much different background and discuss about what kind of the resource recovery, AI, future of the desalination, so that we will have a very good interaction of this project. In fact, when I prepared this brine resource recovery, I received only 30 registration. It looks like we have 60, 70 people here. So I cannot really make this kind of ice-breaking time. So initially we designed for the introduce to yourself, so what kind of the resource recovery you are contributing and AI, but I will skip this one and go for our program. So I will briefly introduce what's going on for the desalination, basic background, and then Nikolai will talk about the global brine, the valorization, landscape, also chilling, the recovery of the water and critical minerals from oil and gas produced water. Sang Lee, specifically, he will talk about AI with the brine resource recovery, even the general operation of the seawater desalination. And we have a panel discussion and interactive Q&A session, and think about next step. So how we can go for value of time of these 3 hours, and then what could be the next step we can hear from you as well as our panel members. So that's all about today program. So we can have a more friendly way of discussion. So don't be too aggressive. So just relax. Still, some people are struggling for the jet lag. So please understand if they are asking very stupid question. There is no stupid question, but still they are not really good condition. We fully understand. So just understand each other. Also, 5:15. So we have a first plenary speaker from the WDR, World Desalination Report, Christopher Gessen. So he will talk about the future of desalination, which is very much aligned with our Brine resource recovery workshop. So that's today's program. So let's start. General information of resource recovery from seawater for a circular economy. So we are here. So beautiful beach, white sand beach, also Tampa Bay. So we have also desalination plant in this place. So near airport, to the south, so there is 25,000 cubic meter per day desalination plant. So this contributes around 10% of our capacity. So they are mixed together with the surface water. Unfortunately, it's not mixed to the clear water in this area, mainly the main city near airport. So this desalination is located here every place. And then we are very much fortunate to have this opportunity to talk about beautiful beach, seawater, and desalination. And seawater is a reliable water and food, mineral, and energy resource. So we have a lot of seafood, and we have water. Also, you can see the salt, almost 55% chloride, sodium, followed by sulfate. So there are many concentrations we have. Also calcium, potassium, magnesium. They are also major component in seawater. Also we have monovalent ion, lithium, and rubidium. Also valuable rare earth elements contained in seawater. So how we can recover? So how this is cost effective to recover this kind of valuable salt. So that's what we want to have a discussion. And this is the information for desalination. Already I mentioned about every day 100 million cubic meters per day desalinate water is produced. So if we recover most of salt, 3.5 cubic meter per day of the salt we can produce. So you can see the desalination is keep increasing. Reverse osmosis, MSF, and MED. So if we have more salt recovery, so there are many benefits we can try to engage to make more value for seawater desalination. Not only produce, but also salt we can generate from the seawater desalination. So this is the typical seawater desalination plant. So most of people currently utilize the Brine, but we have the NEO project. So there is a different way of process as a pre-treatment, nanofiltration. So this is the changing of the whole process. It's not like a pre-treatment, RO, and post-treatment. So we have nanofiltration as a pre-treatment to separate the monovalent, divalent ion. In this case, the process is very much different from the typical reverse osmosis. So the Nikolai will introduce what's his experience, nanofiltration. So what kind of nanofiltration, level of monovalent, divalent, how we can maximize the overall process design. And this is the SWRO. So most widely used desalination currently. So we have first generation reverse osmosis membrane. Still a lot of people are trying to improve reverse osmosis. So this is just a never-ending innovation, but 1960, they have a CTA membrane, reverse osmosis. Since then, we have benefit a lot for reverse osmosis. And we have also second generation of the breakthrough for energy recovery. So pressure exchanger saved a lot of the energy cost from 10 kilowatt hour per cubic meter to 4 kilowatt hour cubic meters. So very recently, the Canary desalination plant, they announced that they developed the world record-breaking the seawater desalination energy consumption, less than 3 kilowatt hour per cubic meter. So still, a lot of people, less than 2 kilowatt hour per cubic meter for energy consumption for Canary desalination, right? Yes. Wow, that's the weather. Natural. Yes. Depending on the thermodynamics, it's natural. You should have done this way, but we are still behind. But less than 2 kilowatt hour per cubic meter. Yeah.
But we don't know if they are counting everything or just part. Anyway.
But anyway, it was last week. So on the desalination news, they mentioned about
Guinness record. Guinness.
Guinness. You're right, Guinness.
It's like
Guinness record breaking for less than 2 kilowatt hour. So we have to figure it out what kind of the energy calculation they made, so that we have already very much big progress of the energy consumption. Not only 4 kilowatt hour per cubic meter due to pressure exchanger. So now it's less than 2 kilowatt hour per cubic meter of the seawater desalination is coming very soon, which means desalination is very cost effective compared to wastewater recycling, even drinking water. So this seawater desalination becoming more cost effective. So if we can add more AI and the resource valorization, so we will have further value of the seawater desalination. So that's the today agenda: brine mining and AI and still low energy desalination. Less than 2 kilowatt hour is possible. So maybe less than 1 kilowatt hour per cubic meter. So we can continue to try to make this kind of seawater desalination contribution. So I look at what's the papers at this stage. So I look at only SBR, brine resource recovery. So a lot of people, they try to recover from seawater desalination. So this year, only like almost 80 papers we have published. For last 7 years, so we have significantly increased the overall number of our desalinated paper for brine resource recovery. I'm sure that this will just the beginning, and then we can have a more exponential growth of the brine resource recovery publication, especially if you focus on more about lithium because of battery and then electric vehicles. So batteries are becoming more important value of our energy source. So lithium is number one, and then calcium, magnesium, followed by also sodium chloride. So that's the way of the people try to look at how they can recover the resource from the seawater desalination. So this is the main three projects for the brine resource recovery. C4 value from Europe. So they try to recover 10 major elements: magnesium, calcium, rubidium, lithium, and they utilize the different technology, and they have you can see the multivalent ion and monovalent ions. So how they can try to separate using nanofiltration, and then look at the different precipitate magnesium hydroxide. Also, they have a different technology to have monovalent ion recovery and then the multivalent ion. So they have used absorbent, also electrochemical process, and some of the dialysis, the bipolar membrane, to produce the different selection of monovalent ion and divalent ion. So they have done this kind of study for last almost 10 years, and then try to make a more bigger scale. Also, this is the anode. Nikolai will explain more detail. So they already have demonstrated the 1,000 cubic meter per day of pilot scale using this kind of scope. So you can see the nanofiltration and then seawater reverse osmosis and how they can separate multivalent, divalent ion and calcium, magnesium for the divalent ion. And they have also calcium, potassium chloride, rhodium chloride, and cesium, and sodium chloride, as well as the rubidium. They have recovered for this rubidium compound from the seawater brine using some of the Persian blue absorbent. So they have also absorbent technology, electrochemical nanofiltration. Then this has been operated for last couple of years to make this happen for resource recovery from seawater brine. And very recently from this year, so Professor Sang-ho Lee, he's leading the Promise project. So this is supported by the Korean government, and they want to have AI technology together with the resource recovery. So utilizing the CO2 to make calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, and then make some construction material to utilize this construction material production. Also, they are trying to recover sodium chloride and bromine and also monovalent ions. So 13 different elements, lithium, potassium, rubidium, strontium, and vanadium. So 13 different monovalent ion and divalent ion is trying to recover. So this project just launched a couple of months ago, and they will continue this project for next 5 years. So they want to have AI and this resource recovery together to develop the smart desalination plant. So this project is more about different generation. So this project mentioned about they like to challenge the first generation. So Professor Sang-ho Lee mentioned about first generation technology, second generation, and third generation, and AI and resource recovery will be the fourth generation of the desalination. So his talk will be mentioned about how this fourth generation of desalination will happen for the future. And this is the Saudi Arabia. They have contributed for the resource recovery. So most promising potential revenue from seawater brine would be sodium hydroxide using the chloroalkali industry method. So this is the sodium chloride electrodialysis, and then produce their sodium hydroxide, also hypochlorite. That's one reason they can utilize the very pure acidic and alkalic concentration. So we will have more opportunity to look at this first step, potential revenue. Also, second one is the magnesium, and third one is the HCl sodium chloride, followed by rubidium chloride. So that's the way we believe the potential revenue will happen for this brine resource recovery. And then we will have a more discussion today whether this is the possible or how long it will take to reach this level. So this is the general information, what would happen so far, and then in the future, what kind of the desalination, how we can achieve cost-effective and the value-added desalination with the smart way of the AI-driven desalination plan. And we will go for next detail of the information for real plant operation from the Nikolai. So he will talk about what's his experience from the pilot scale of resource recovery. Please join me welcoming his talk.
Thank you very much. And my presentation